Hey, fellow ChessGoons. My name is Anthony Arena. I am a chess expert from Long Island, New York. And today we're going to go over the Scotch game in this incredible speedrun performance on the way to 2000. You're going to see a very fun line that we play here where we completely destroy the Scotch Gambit in 8 moves. So I'm very excited to show you. All right, stay tuned. Guys, on the road to 2000, and we have an E4 player. We'll match that with E5. You guys know the drill. Knight E, yeah, okay. So let's just go knight F6 and we'll see what does he want to play here. It looks like we got Scotch. Love the Scotch. Love, 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 love the Scotch. Bishop C5 is definitely the best way to play this. And here's a lesson in the Scotch, right? So this knight here is we could take it, right? The queen just takes back here, and I don't love that position. I want to try to take an advantage. Queen F6 is a sick move. It threatens F2 checkmate, and we can just take the knight back in 3 different ways now. I believe the best way to take back is with d-pawn because it opens up the bishop, but that's just me. Okay. This game really just got really fun. So hear me out. Bishop takes e3, pawn takes back, and yeah, the knight is hanging, but actually queen h4. And this is an impossible line to play at this level. If you find yourself in this position as white, I'm not sure if you know how to play this. G3 is the natural response, and then queen e4. And notice now we're forking the knight and the rook. And there's just no way to really combat this. I mean, that doesn't work. So this is interesting, but I actually see this as completely winning. I believe queen takes e3. Queen just jumps in front, queen takes, and then pawn takes here, and we're just winning completely. Let's do it. And yeah, I think you really just have to jump in front with the queen. And it's nothing crazy fancy. Like we didn't just win a rook or anything like that, but in this way we do just win 2 pawns for the price of nothing. I mean, it's completely free. And we're gonna castle. This is just completely winning for black. And we really didn't have to put any thought into this at all. We just played a fun line. And we won. Bishop e6. Um, and this is a big mistake that beginners make where they try trading down even though they're losing. We'll take this knight. I'm pretty sure that'll be a good knight to have. We're not going to take on a2 though, because b3 and your fish are trapped. I'm going to develop my rook to d8, get the king to move over, and then take, and then bishop d5. And I think this is an excellent move because it forces the bishops off the board, and it puts us in a simple endgame where, interesting. Wow. What do I want to do here? I kind of want him to allow us back into the center. And I think the way we can force that is with f5. F5 is really a fancy move. It forces the bishop to take, and when he takes, we'll take back with the pawn, undoubling the position. The main point of the doubled up pawns was to defend against the kettled light square bishop. And now there's no light square bishop. I want a d-pawn again. And I think we're going to greatly appreciate that pawn later on. Now, maybe I open myself up to some tactics here. Let's take. And we're just looking to trade down the position. Maybe the rook comes back, maybe it doesn't. G6, pawn pushes, rook e5, even maybe f6, but let's go rook e5. And then, yeah, okay, fine with me. This is a pass pawn. We'll create another pass pawn. This will be completely winning. Let's go b6. Let's go b6. We're gonna push. And in this way, we're gonna create a second pass pawn. 2 pass pawns. D and F. King to e6. And rook to e4. Just trying to take up as much space as possible, preventing the king from jumping in. Takes, no problem. Pawn takes back. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. I'm not even too worried about h4, but I mean, I probably could have took it there, but no big deal. Check. G3. And there we go. We've completely forced the king away. Our king is in a really good position. His king's in a really bad position. We might just trap him on the A file as well. There's no stopping this piece. This is a promotion. There's no stopping it. And now if rook checks, rook here. And I mean, you can just resign here. This is game over. This will be a fun little video on how to dominate the Scotch. Takes. But it's not over yet. I mean, I still have to obviously maybe I'll just sack the rook. I don't know. Like I like the idea of just literally just trapping the king on this last rank. But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking about shenanigans my opponent can play to suffocate himself and get a draw. So actually, now that these pawns are completely dead to rights, I'll just sack my rook. Why not, right? Like, why not just sack the rook? Get the queen. And I think we're immediately going to force the king to really uncharted territory. Okay, I'm just being mean now, I'm not gonna lie. Um I'm being a bully, but let's make this constructive, right? And do a queen king endgame. So a lot of people play the queen king endgame and they move the king a lot more than they need to. You can actually just play so let's start with this. Queen g4. And where's the king go? Couple of options, but okay, e5. So queen f3. The king will never pass the f file. Now he will never pass the e file. And we're slowly taking that space down to e3. And we're creating this box that we're locking the king in. Notice the box just keeps getting smaller and smaller, tighter and tighter around his throat. And we don't even have to move the king to do this. Now, if we had a rook, we would have to move the king. But in this case, the queen is more than powerful enough to block off all of these squares and suffocate the king into a vice grip. So no big deal. Now we want to be careful. There are some serious blunders that could be made, but let's go queen d6, check. And okay, let's just take a tempo, go king g5. Where I really want to go here is, yep. And now the king is stuck on the last rank. We're going to go queen d7, but be very careful here. Careful, guys. You see the blunder on the board. The blunder on the board is queen c7, and the king has nowhere to go. Right now, the beauty of our position is the king is forced to go back and forth between B and A. So now we get the king involved. We've done all the dirty work. We've gotten this opponent's king trapped, and we're slowly just going to walk him to his death. King c6, and the final move, queen b7 is the win, the only win.